Samuel DeWitt wasn't new to the underbelly of America. His notepad had traveled through war zones, prison yards, and cult compounds, but nothing quite prepared him for Tyler Deacon. The first time Samuel read about Danielle's courtroom tape, the hidden recording that convicted Tyler, he was eating lukewarm chicken from a motel microwave in Kansas. The headline screamed, "Sister's secret recording doomed killer." But it was a subhead that caught him. Could there be more victims? He circled the name, then booked a flight. At Black River Correctional, the walls talked louder than the inmates. When Samuel submitted his first request to speak with Tyler, it was denied, and the second, and the third. But Samuel was relentless. He mailed Tyler 6 handwritten letters. The last one included a signed copy of his Pulitzer finalist piece on the Dwyer County killer. Tyler's ego took the bait. 2 weeks later, the prison warden called. Tyler had agreed to an interview. The conditions were stark. No cameras, only a voice recorder. 2 guards stationed just 10 feet away. No notebooks allowed, only memory. When Samuel finally sat across from Tyler Deacon, he wasn't met with the cold eyes of a killer, but the smug grin of someone who believed he'd beaten the system. Tyler was charming, too charming. He laughed easily, asked questions of his own, and often turned interviews into philosophical debates about morality, power, and society's failures. It was clear he didn't just want to be heard. He wanted to be understood. What Samuel didn't expect was the game Tyler played. 1 week, he'd hint at remorse. The next, he'd speak in riddles about dominance and control. One thing became clear. Tyler liked having the upper hand, and Samuel, to get the truth, had to let him believe he had it. Why do people think I'm a monster? Tyler asked casually, sipping lukewarm water from a paper cup. Samuel didn't flinch. Because they haven't heard your side. That was the crack Tyler needed. Over the course of the first interview, Tyler rambled about the injustice of his trial, the manipulative nature of his sister Danielle, and how the media had painted him as a demon. By the third meeting, his tone shifted. He began to talk about dominance, control, the high of being feared. Most people are boring, Tyler said, eyes half-lidded. But when they know you're dangerous, it changes everything. You're not just a man. You're a god. Samuel didn't challenge him. He listened. As the interview stacked, 6 in total, Tyler grew looser. He began hinting at other incidents. Nights that didn't end the way they started. Girls who should have known better. Tyler called them lessons, not crimes. He believed he taught these women something about the world, a sick justification for his actions. I don't kill because I hate, he said once. I kill because they fail me, because they break the illusion. Then Samuel said a name he'd kept in his back pocket. Emily Ruiz. Tyler didn't blink. He smiled. That was my masterpiece. Tyler gave subtle hints, coordinates, depth, time of year. Enough for Samuel to take notes afterward from memory. He turned them over to authorities. Weeks later, divers descended into Lake Waikita's murky depths. On the third day, they found bones tangled in fishing line near the base of a sunken boat ramp. The dental records matched. Emily Ruiz. Her disappearance in 2012 had haunted the town. Posters still lingered on telephone poles. Her family had never stopped searching. Danielle was there at the vigil, holding Emily's mother as she wept. In that moment, the pain of justice came full circle. The tape had convicted Tyler of one murder. Now, it proved he was capable of far more. Investigators combed through Tyler's travel records, credit card statements, and GPS pings from an old phone recovered from evidence. What they found stunned them. Tyler had taken frequent trips to rural Arkansas, secluded lakesides, and remote areas in Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. The Ruiz case had cracked the door open, but what lay behind it was a chamber of horrors waiting to be revealed. With Emily's body recovered, law enforcement took Samuel's tape seriously. Tyler had alluded to other women. 3, maybe 4. Detectives reopened the file of Natalie Pierce, a college student who disappeared after a party in 2014. Tyler had mentioned a necklace with a blue stone. They found it buried under moss in a wooded hiking trail. A second woman, Denise Carlisle, had died in a supposed overdose in her apartment, but Tyler described the layout of her room and where she had stumbled. The medical examiner reclassified her death as homicide. The third case was still classified as missing. No body, no trace. But Tyler's hints painted a gruesome picture. A cornfield, a silo, a white scarf. Search dogs found her remains. Her name was Rachel Finn. Tyler had begun naming victims like trophies. When asked if there were more, he simply replied, "More than you'll ever find." A task force was created. Dozens of cold cases across 5 states were reopened. They began cross-referencing his past movements with local disappearances. Some names matched. Others, just fragments, like descriptions of piercings, tattoos, or birthmarks he recalled in chilling detail. One girl, Brianna Knox, had been reported missing in 2011. Tyler described her shy eyes and pink boots. Investigators found her DNA under the floorboards of an abandoned trailer Tyler once rented. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit flagged the case. Agent Mara Patel and Agent Leon Kinley flew in to observe Tyler during an interview. They determined he was an organized narcissistic predator with a compulsion to be seen, not just feared. He wanted to be studied. They offered him a deal. In exchange for a full profile and information on additional victims, he would get slightly improved prison conditions, more library access, private meals, and increased recreation. He agreed, but only on one condition. He wanted to speak to Danielle. Danielle hesitated for days, then weeks. But Emily's mother called her and said, "If you can face him, maybe we can rest." She agreed. In a private prison interview room, cameras rolling, agents behind glass. They met. Tyler looked smaller. His charm couldn't break the sterile air. "Why, huh?" Danielle asked. Tyler leaned forward, smiling faintly. "She made me feel like nothing, and I wanted to feel like everything." Danielle locked eyes with him. "You're nothing now." She stood and walked away. Not once did she look back. Jessica, Emily, Natalie, Denise, Rachel, Brianna. 6 names, 6 stories, all nearly buried. One recording, one sister, changed everything. Justice can start in the quietest ways. A whisper, a tape, a refusal to look away. Tyler Deacon wanted to be remembered, but we remember them instead. If this story struck you, share it. Someone might need to see the warning signs in time. Subscribe, comment, and ask yourself, how many more voices are still buried? This is True Crime Hub, where even the silent get their story told.